We are back! Welcome to hopefully a more improved, amazing season 2. Let's go!
What's your story? What's your sign? It's like we're twin flames in a different life. Deep connection lights a spark. It's like you know me in the depths of my heart. We're dreamers. Don't care what other people say. We live it like this could be our final day.
So when I left you last time, I was at a crossroad as to whether I wanted to continue with this journey, whether I wanted to give it up, do something completely different. And I decided to just have a break. So the girls were just kicked out for 6 weeks, 24/7, cleared it with the vet for Molly. They were all happy for that to happen, and the girls have been out for 6 weeks. I fetched them in yesterday and we're going to start back again. So thankfully the rest has given me time to kind of just recover from what's happened this year, figure out what I want. And it turns out I think it's in your blood. Horses are in your blood, and no matter what happens, you'll always go back to them. And I've got the opportunity with two wonderful, having their breakfast at the moment, two wonderful mares that I just feel they've got so much potential. I just want to show it, really, and get that dream. Like, I've still got this dream in my head that I want to get to Chatsworth International at novice level, and I think I can do it. Like, I've got the drive to do it. I'm going to have the lessons to do it. The thing that stops me sometimes is the funds. Hey ho, we'll have to prioritize other things. So yes, welcome back for our journey as I bring these two back into work. So the first job of the day was to fetch them in. Now, I've been very lucky over the last 6 weeks that my landlord has given me a new field. So I'm very excited about that, because the old field had stock fencing, which, ended Mo's life and injured Molly. So I have now got a new field with post and rail, the majority of the sides, one side of wire, but we've fenced that off with electric tape. So that made a massive difference for me, and I feel so much more happier leaving them out, knowing that they'll be safe, knowing in the morning they're not going to be a problem. So I will show you now fetching them in from their new field, and they had a bit of a spruce up because they came in a little bit feral looking, and we got to look smart. We got to look smart for coming back to work. So here we are as the girls get their first routine back in the stables, and a little bit of a spruce up. Here I am with Molly Moo, who is, I think they're both ready to come back in, to be honest. Pea's in front with my daughter. They just gel. Like, Pea's the nicer one to, they're really good actually. The pair of them are really good to lead, but Molly just gets a little bit more sprightly. These girls are ready to be back having a job. They are typical thoroughbreds that sometimes struggle with being out of work, but moles need to learn some groundwork manners too. But we'll give you an update. Here's our first girl. This is feral Molly. Molly has kept her weight on nice, which for a thoroughbred is really lovely. She needs a bit of a brush, she needs a bit of a mane trim, she needs a legs checking, making sure everything is all right, but she has loved being out. It has suited her really well. The only thing that Molly is suffering with a minute is because I've taken their shoes off. Molly's feet are not the best at all. So I have a call to the farrier to just come and help me out with that. She would need a lot of work to go barefoot, wouldn't you, moles? So give this girl a tidy so that, she's ready to be back back in work. Moles is finally sound and fit. Well, she's not fit, but she's finally sound. Like, this horse has had colic, she's had stitches, she's cost me a fortune. She's sound, guys. So I'm excited because I love riding her. Right, let's give her a zhuzh. Tidier Molly. The hair is shorter. This bit I'm trying to grow out because I hacked it far too much the end of last year. Not the end of last year. I hacked it far too much last time. But Molly is particularly paranoid about having her mane pulled. So there, what I was trying to do with Holly, my glamorous assistant and beautiful daughter, was I'm not even pulling it, I'm using a rake because I don't like pulling manes. And obviously she's had it done quite roughly before and she doesn't like it. So we were trying to do positive reinforcement there. So while I'm brushing hair, doing the rake, she gets her lick it, which she only gets when... Thanks, Mom. She only gets a lick it when she's doing something good, like as a reward. She doesn't get it all the time. Anyway, there is beautiful girl number 1. Ready? Ready to roll. Are you ready to roll? She says, am I going back to work? I thought I'd retired, my friend. No moles. You are. She's looking so well. Right, pony number 2. Pony number 2. Peanut. Who's become very clingy. We're trying to show Peanutty. So she doesn't look too feral either. She needs a bit of a tidy up on her mane, but both girls are looking exceptionally well. They've kept their weight on lovely. Out of the pair of them, Peanut is the one that has suffered most by being out. She's really struggled. She's got a very active brain, Nutty, and she's really struggled with having nothing to do. So we had instances where she was chewing wood, she was doing all other kinds of things which basically showed boredom. So we've had to try and manage that. I've had like boredom balls in the field, and so yeah, Peanut likes her job. She also really likes me at the minute. She's very, very clingy. So shall we give this little one a zhuzh, and then we will discuss what we're gonna do, because you've got some exciting things coming up. All done, all smart, give her a faster haircut. She is looking super well. So what is the plans for these two over for winter really? So I've booked them both into a camp for next April. So I'm going to take them both to Somerford. I'm going to have 3 days of intense training. But before then, I need to get them to do some basics. So both of them need to learn to tie up. I haven't done that yet. Really need to get on with that. Molly needs to do some strengthening work. So she's been out of work the longest due to injury, etc. So she needs to do some long lining, walk poles, a lot of ground work before we go under saddle. And then Molly again, I feel like we do this with Molly all the time though. And then Molly again will just be hacking for a good couple of months. And then I might look at doing a bit of winter dressage with Molly, but we'll see how she goes. Pod needs to build up her strength too, so she's going to do lots of hacking. I have a lesson booked in with Pod on the 2nd of October with the lovely Jess of Heebie Jeebies Eventing, and she's going to help me set some groundwork rules for her, and it's all about getting her good on the flat, because we can rush and try and do the jumps and everything else, but if you haven't got the flat work right and the groundwork, then there's no point, because you're going to come up at some point with issues that are harder to unpick. So this little lady is going to focus all on the flat work. So the next on the list was to take them for their first session back in the arena. This is Miss Molly, and see what they thought of it. So this is Molly's first time back in the arena. Interesting. Bearing in mind Molly has had longer off than P because she had injuries, etc. So we're happy to say, we say it quietly, Molly is sound at the minute. They're waiting for their shoes to be put back on, so they can't do a lot of work at the minute, but they can work in the arena or on the soft ground on the fields. So I thought over the next week or so we'll do a bit of long lining. Their shoes are coming on a week on Saturday, and yeah, so enjoy what Molly thought of being back in work. I'll do a voiceover just to kind of explain. Oh, it needs no explanation. I do love you, Bear. Here we are with Molly, and we seem to have got a bit of separation anxiety going off. And as I'm trying to sort out my double reins to just give her a little bit of a walk round, she's pulling to the top of the school again. So Molly started this behaviour when she first came because she knows that's where P is, and that is where her safety area is. So she was kind of switched on a little bit. I got the 2 reins on here. I like to lunge in double reins because it's just easier. You can switch the sides. But Molly had other ideas. So she started quite calmly, but then we do get a bit of whinnying from her, and she just, as you can see, she's just pulling to go to that top area of the school again, which I thought would kind of come out of, but obviously she's just reverted back to what she knows and what is her safe area. Molly is a very anxious and tense horse at times. She's not had the best start in life, so I do have to be aware of that and try and keep it a little bit calm. There she's just pulling me up to the top, so I decided to take the double reins off, just try with one. And she starts really well. She does get to a certain point and the napping behaviour to the top will start again. She's happier in trot here, so I'm just allowing her to have a bit of a trot round. I'm not going to let her career round though, so Molly does like to kind of race round at times like this. So there's an element with lunging of a chase element always. Molly doesn't like it at times. So there she is, just pulling me up to the top. And I'm trying to try it again on the other rein to see if I can get a calm, and it's a no. So I decide that we're going to change it up and we're just going to do a bit of groundwork instead, and maybe lunging's a little bit too far for her at the minute. So here I'm just doing a walk and follow. So I want her to move off when I ask and stop when I stop, and she did really well. And she calmed down. Again here, I'm just doing a turn on the hind. So I want her to do 3 cross steps with the hind legs. And it's a while since she's done this, but she did kind of get it in the end as to what I was asking. She has been taught this in the past, and it's just a way just to kind of chill that anxiety down and bring it down. Work in progress. You can see from Molly's, she's going to be a lot of work in progress. I think I forget sometimes how far behind Molly was to P. So anyway, golden girl, here she is. Very pretty, I knows it. Pea-pod, peanut poddy. And yeah, so this is Pod's first session back in the school. And you know what? She just brings her A game all the time, this mare. She just wants to please. She wants to do well. I can't say that, I can sing her praises all day long. She is just a lovely, lovely little mare. Sometimes I wish she was a few hands bigger because she's sunny. She's dinky. But here's her session. Pod, you got anything to say to the tube? She says, I'm back, baby. I've got some very exciting things in the pipeline. It is a wonderful P. Now, P has had more work done with her than Molly because Molly had time off for sickness, etc. So this is ideally what I wanted to just do with both of them. So I've got them on 2 reins on the lunge and just a very loose roller just to keep the reins in place really. And I want them to walk round. I wanted P to walk round on these reins just calmly, nicely, taking a bit of a contact. And as you can see here with P, she just understands what I'm asking of her. I've done more work with P like this, and she has remembered really well. So even with her time off, she knows exactly what I'm asking for, and she just brings her A game all the time. P just wants to please. So P gets upset if she doesn't understand the question, so that's when she can get a little bit spooky. But when she's in a comfort zone and she knows exactly what I'm wanting, P works like a dream. Sometimes there you can see she's just taking a bit of a look to what's going off outside the school, but I had no napping behaviour with her at all. And bearing in mind this mare's been off for 6 weeks, I don't want her running around. I just wanted to walk calmly and do kind of like a walk and trot. This is why I love double reins. There you go. There is a switch to go onto the other rein, and P does it with ease. So yeah, there's nothing more I can really say because she does everything perfectly. This is textbook. This is what I wanted from Molly. Hopefully we will get there with Molly in the next couple of weeks, but I'll leave you to just enjoy little Pod for a bit. That is us back in a stable routine. So the girls will be out in the day, in at night, and I have a routine where I work them in the afternoons now in the winter because I've got a bit of flexi time and I can get out of work in the afternoons and then work later in the evenings because we're going to be fighting the light. Winter is coming, people. So yeah, I'm super excited for them. P's showing absolute class. Molly just needs a bit of work. Molly's a lot of tension and anxiety that we need to work on with her. But should make for all good vlogging footage. So if you like what you see, welcome back to season 2. And please like, comment and subscribe. I started with the boys and now continues with the girls. We will get there one day. So come along and join the journey and see the process of what it takes to get there from a true amateur's point of view who is working full time. So if you want to follow us, please do. And we've got some exciting things coming up. So over the next couple of weeks, I have a lesson booked in with P. So basically her first lesson that I've ever had. We're taking her to see Jess, UBG's eventing, who is an extremely talented rider. Helped me a lot with Mo. She's going to give me a hand with P. Molly's not at that stage yet. Molly needs to do a lot of groundwork, and yeah, so I'll be documenting the process of fetching them back into work because maybe I do it a different way than other people. This is just what I found that works for me. I don't just tack them up after 6 weeks, jump back on them and whack them out to some competitions. I take my time and just make sure they're comfortable and happy. Trying to think of what other things might be coming up to try and keep you, keep you interested. I've booked a camp for both girls, but that's not till next April. So there'll be the process of coming to that. You know what? There's just loads of shizzle going off. The first clip, all exciting things. If you want to see anything in particular, please drop me a comment in the bottom and I will do my best to film that and answer it for you. Other than that, have a wonderful rest of your week. And I'll catch up with you next Wednesday where we'll be looking at the first stages of what the first week looks like, bringing them back in. Keep it real, peeps. See ya on the flip side. Bye.